Hello, and welcome to the Leisurely Learning series on supporting digital research with assistive technology tools. Before we get started today, I would like to acknowledge that although we are all participating in this learning from different places, that we are connected to each other in the land as members of the York Region District School Board, and that the board is located on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabes people, whose presence here continues to this day. I would also like to acknowledge that the land we are on is at the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. I would like to thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. I would also like to acknowledge the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as our closest Indigenous community and our partners in education. Today we're going to be talking about finding the right resources, and this is the third video in this series. So in the past, we talked about using our time at the beginning of a research project to just collect resources and maximizing that search time. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about now going through that bulk of resources that we've collected to make sure that they're actually things that are going to be usable and workable for us. So the first tool we're going to be talking about today is the Simplify tool, which can be found in Read and Write. And how it works is it uses artificial intelligence to look at text on the internet and shrink it down to what it considers the most important information. The benefit of this for researching is that it makes it super easy for students to skim and scan through what is there and determine if this is actually going to be a viable article for them to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a shot. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm actually just going to go back to Google Keep. Here I've got my article here that I've collected and put into Google Keep, and I'm going to open it up. I can see here that there's a lot of information in this text. We've got some sidebars going on. We've got some stuff at the bottom we don't need. So I'm just going to simplify this. So I'm going to go up to Read and Write, which is the purple puzzle piece. I'm going to turn that on. And the button I'm going to be looking for is the kind of upside down pyramid with the arrow, and that's Simplify the Page. So you will notice that when you simplify the page, what it does is, the first thing it does is take out all that extra information. It still leaves in our pictures, which is great. But for what we want to do to determine if this is what we need, is we're just going to use this Simplify button, which is the minus sign up here. And we're going to take this down to the lowest amount. And you can see this is what it thinks is the most important information because this minus button has grayed out. So now as a student, I can go through and I can take a look at this. One of the other things in Simplify that can be very useful in terms of supporting this research is the Discovery button, or sorry, Discover. And what it does is it selects words that it thinks students or individuals might have trouble understanding, and you can click on them and it will give you information as a visual and with text to help you understand it, right? So a great way to get some information from this. The next tool that I want to talk about is Control F. So Control F it's a computer tool, and basically what that means is you can use it anywhere on your computer. You don't have to be in or on the internet. You could be in a Microsoft program, for example, and Control F will work regardless of where you are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here, and I'm actually going to bring this back up to its highest amount, maybe without the pictures. And what I can do is on my keyboard, I'm going to press and hold Control, and I'm going to hold that down and press F. And it brings up this pop-up for me. I can type in a word that I'm looking for, and then I'm just going to hit Enter. And you can see that it is going to highlight for me all the instances of melt that it finds in this article. And so you can see there are 21 instances, so chances are this is a good article for me to use. But I can also use these buttons to go down and take a look at them, and you can see they change to orange when they're at that one, and I can see, is it talking about melting in the way that I want? So I can see there it says glaciers melting, does not change the level of water. So I can see that this is probably going to be a very useful article for me. So those are the two terms, the two tools that you can use to support finding the right resources and making sure that what you've collected is useful to you. Our next video in this series will be collecting and collating information. Thank you for watching this video.